battalion you want to go to?
I'm going to 1RL.
You want to go to 1RL?
Yeah.
No worries. What if you get back squatted? Are you still going to 1RL?
I think so, I hope so.
Yeah, right. Do you know what you're in for?
Nah, not really.
Do you know why they call us diggers?
We're going to be digging some pits.
You're about to find out, young man. Have you ever gone more than 24 hours without sleep?
Nearly, but not the full 24 hours.
Without a beer in your hand?
Nah.
Or a kebab?
Nah.
Guess what? You're about to find out, Cobber.
I am out here for you. You don't know what it's like to be me out here for you.
We choose truth over facts.
Never go for retard.
Come on, man.
Hey team, how we going? It is Kaz from In the Trenches with Kaz, and I am here today to spend some time with you to deep dive into a subject, the gap year, and recant maybe some of the ways I'd thought previously to this, to be able to do some dream building with you, to put the why instead of why not on the table that sits in front of you, whether it be put there by you, whether it be put by support teams, or whether it be put there by an absence of thought. This is an option, and we're going to cover it, unpack it right now. A confession from Kaz. As a regular serving military member, the gap year was something I despised. I looked at it as something that gave nothing to the regular army. I looked at it as a HR debacle that took potential career orientated soldiers and gave them an option to get in under a diminished contract, not actually adding capability to the regular army, but outfitting some sort of version of national service. But then I thought to myself, but not everyone is trying to make a career of gap year. They need to understand this is an immersion that goes for 1 year, that can set these people up, like national service does in the countries that have it, for a team-based, goal-orientated, mission-winning attitude that makes them prime for everything that happens in their life afterwards, whether it be relationships, whether it be discipline, okay, whether it be leadership. All of these things can come out of gap year. So it is a net positive for the Australian public, for the Australian private sector, for you. And if you're happy, I'm happy. So here we go. I'm going to break this down into several titles so that you can look at this. And if you're watching right now and if you've got support members, watch this with them. If you've got friends that feel like they are a ship at sea without a sailor who's watching your butt, okay, wondering what am I going to do in the desert of inspiration? What can I do? Then this one's for you. Here we are. Ben, lack of inspiration. The last 2 years have been an absolute whirlwind of confusion, of fake news and everything that comes with it. Homeschooling, a lack of face-to-face with motivational characters or the wrong ones. Okay, with no teachers, dream building with you, taking you from youth to adult, the definition of being able to take responsibility for actions, provide for yourself, independence, etc., contributing to the nation. Well, lack of inspiration will be covered from myself, inspiring you now, that we can have belief through action and you reaching forward. And 1 year, if you were to go into the gap year program for either officer, for whether it be Army, Airforce or Navy, there is no way you're not going to come out at least knowing yourself better without being part of a corporate team where it's illegal to touch each other in glee, so that you also have the office disciplinary gender, what do we call it, mechanics, not to treat it like a frat party. So there's an advantage in that. Lack of inspiration. This will inspire you, whether it be through meeting goals, whether it is through being part of a team, whether it is meeting a mission, whether it is learning about failure for the first time in your life and seeing red on something you've done, only to be retrained, re-picked up, and then taught success by inspirational characters that have been there and done it before. Here we go. Bam. Life-changing. It will absolutely change your life. 1 year in the military, full-time at Kapooka, full-time in your initial employment training, will make you a better candidate for every single thing that you do after that. It'll give you the ability to think on your feet, to make decisions, decisive decisions with only a fraction of the information of the whole picture. It will allow you to understand your capability, allow you to be able to listen rather than just talk. It'll make you think of those around you rather than just think of yourself. It'll let you know all about yourself. And when you know about yourself, you are your own human HR, human resources department, which you know what your strengths and weaknesses are. Work on your weaknesses, make yourself holistically better. You'll be good to go in everything you touch after that. It'll also teach you about adventure. It'll teach you about fitness. It's not a career. It is 1 year. After you leave the military, the gap year system, remember that that's over. Now you will be a Army Reservist. So the reason why you go into this should be because you have the plans, or you have family, or you have a reason why you can't fully commit to a career in the Australian Army. Do not do this as a trial buy before you buy, because that's not what it is. The Australian Army needs full commitment for those that are going to have a career in the military. Having said that, the gap year does give the options for people that go to gap year after that year to then re-sign on for the rest of the contract to fulfill the 4 years, 2 years, or whatever it may be at the time that you actually enlist. But the gap year itself is not a career. When the gap year is complete, then you will be a member of the Army Reserve in a depot that is near where your discharge home address is going to be. Be aware that you can get called up after that for an amount of time where your signature, okay, will absolutely qualify you to represent Australia in times of broken diplomacy, okay, natural disaster, or when the glass should break. So it has teeth, your signature. Remember that one. Options. The options you have with the gap year is after you've done your equivalent to Kapooka, finished IETs, initial employment training, successfully, whether that be in Airforce, Army or Navy, you may get the options to sign on for the rest of your career. And that is something you should take very seriously, because I guarantee the way you think about a military career at the start of Kapooka as a gap year participant will change by the time you have finished Kapooka, once the pride is instilled, okay? Australian flag on your arm, family name on your chest, you will change the way you think. You won't want to leave your new comrades, those that have earned your friendship, your trust, your mission-orientated buddy system that will carry you into the way you judge friendship thereafter. So the options may be to re-sign on now for the rest of the 4 years, okay, or it could be to get out. These options are not guaranteed. Your performance over this period of time will also play a part on whether you have the option to sign on. Actions. What you need to do is go to the DFR website. Apply as soon as possible. Don't treat it like a New Year's resolution. I'll do it next year. Do it now, because the wait is long. We're about to go into posting period. We're about to go into recruit instructor training and validation phases as the new section commanders that have become instructors for Kapooka are about to come into play. So you need to make sure you choose action now. Get on the books. Call up, make an appointment. It will either be face-to-face if you're in Queensland, etc. If you're in Melbourne or New South Wales, then it's likely to be over a Zoom call, etc. So prepare your backdrop. Give yourself the best chance of getting on the books early, because if we leave it too long, then you'll put it off. And then what may happen is you go into life without inspiration, and you do something because someone else said it'd be a good idea for you to do it, and then one day you're looking back thinking, you know what I really wish I had done? And one of the options you don't want is regret. Make a move, do it now. Army, Air Force, Navy. 3 roles: Armoured Corps, Infantry, Signals, whatever they may be, and ask yourself why. And it should be because I want to be around the sort of people that go to that role, not because just that role sounds interesting. Support. Do you have the support of your friends? Do you have the support of your family? What do they think about it and why? Is there ignorance? Do they doubt your ability as a human being to be able to do this? Because the whole point about the gap year is you learn about yourself. is you making that jump from, okay, youth to adult, young adult to actual adult, taking responsibility for actions, for outcomes. The gap year, I believe, point one, the lack of inspiration will be completely replaced. All you need to do is hand over your initial responsibility to the instructors of the Australian Army, the best institution of the best small army in the world, and allow them to inspire you through hardship, through competition, through arduous training, to find out the best version of you. The gap year, I think, is a net success, not just for the Army, but also for you and for Australia. So with that out the way, ask yourself, why or why not? You don't have to be about the Army, because I guarantee that you would love it either way. Give yourself the chance to be bigger than what you are now, to be a contributor, to have something that kickstarts, becomes the basement of success, of a discipline-orientated, outcome-seeking individual that will make you an asset to every civilian, private or government sector, individual, friendship, partner that you can be. When you look in the mirror and ask what you stand for, at least let it be something that is based on action, because action is what people respect more than words. When in doubt, call to action, subscribe, like this video. This is the Bat Phone team. Go to Patreon, go below, hit the link for the price of a coffee a month. Go. I'll give you a one-on-one conversation mentoring system, and we'll get you to where you need to go. And I guarantee you one thing, we'll make a different version of you, a better version of you, and your parents will agree with it. See you later. Take it easy. Sharp objects, not for beginners. See ya.